treat us fairly. But if you're outside, nobody will listen to you. And this goes for all episodes in political struggle, including the struggle with BESIGYE. That BESIGYE should be tried in a court, condemned or absorbed, is a right. It's a right. So why not you? The department falls under you. DPP is under Chiwanuka. Yeah. Honestly, keeping a man in jail for 8 months, and you say he's guilty, you've not told us what it is. Tell us. Yes, I know he could be guilty as hell. But for as long as we don't know what he has done or not done, for us as laymen, in the court of public opinion, he's innocent. In the court of public opinion, he's innocent until you present him before us and you tell us what he has done. And all the others. No citizen should be incarcerated without fair trial. I've told you this. You may hate me, you may like it. That's up to you. As far as I'm concerned, nothing lost, nothing gained. Bye-bye.
A round of applause as he goes back. Thank you so much. And a standing ovation from the family. Thank you so much for the very, very intriguing and insightful discussion and triggering the mind for the message that has been sent by the Cabinet Minister, General Kahinda Otafire. And the key to it, I want to believe, has really been reconciliation. Reconciliation and lending and listening ear. We are all, of course, at different wavelengths, the government from one side, opposition from the other, but the Ugandan Law Society is a civil society organization that is meant to bridge the gap between the two factions. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Afande. Thank you so much. It has come to the time when we need to listen to the individual that has been referenced to by almost all the speakers. The Attorney General is in the house. I must repeat, he is in representation of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. And myself, in my individual capacity, I don't have the capacity to invite him. We would like to extend a request to the Honorable Minister, the Cabinet Minister, to take the honor to invite the Attorney General to the podium. We shall consider. We shall consider, sir.
I want my instruction fees.
The Vice President has had, and the President as well.
And I want them up front. You know, one of my sons is a lawyer and he has specialized in criminal law. So he was telling his brother, he said, no, when somebody comes to you and says he has committed a crime and is being charged, he said, ask first question you ask him, did you do it? If he says he didn't do it, tell him, look for another lawyer. If he says he did it, you say, yes, I'll represent you. Said, do you know why? Say, yeah. You say instruction fees and upfront. Because when you're looked up, I will not chase you. So you give me my money up front because as a lawyer, when we go to court, I don't know whether we'll win or lose. So, yeah, Honorable Chiriowa Chiwanuka, representing His Excellency the President, this is my singular honor to invite you to come and address us. I thank you.
You know, that gentleman is the chief criminal in the country. I'm going to discuss that as I make my remarks. Thank you very much, Honorable Otafire. Honorable Otafire, Minister of Internal Affairs, Honorable Mr. Justice Egona Ntende, Justice of the Court of Appeal, Constitutional Court, President Uganda Law Society and your Executive Council, Ambassador Bijiro and other heads of diplomatic missions present, members of parliament present, my friend Sivambi, Honorable Matthew Kaire and former national leaders present, the Honorable His Worship, the Lord Mayor, my friend Elias Lukwago, the family of the late Simon Juba, Auntie Gertrude and your family, senior council present, members of the ULS, ladies and gentlemen. I came here today with a blue message, and my job here was to deliver the president's message. But while I was here, so many people referenced to me, so I kept jotting down things, and I thought maybe I should comment on some of these things before I deliver the president's message. First of all, I was not late. Mama, I was not late. The invitation I received, the instructions I received was to be at the Uganda Law Society at 10. So I was here 3 minutes to 10. So when I had members saying I missed the reading and the program, unlike Justice Egon Antende, you are lucky you had the program, I didn't have it. So I just came at 10. So colleagues and Mama, I was not late. And I don't want my boss to think that I was given instruction and I did not comply. I have personally known I personally knew the late Simon Juma, both professionally and also by family. All of you spoke about him, but one thing you did not talk about, I think some people talked about the football, the one that he played, but he was also a football administrator. And that is something that no one seems to talk about. He was chairman of our beloved Express, which in we call Mukwano Gwabanji. He was chairman of Express until he went into exile in 1980. We are part of Express. I work at Express currently with Henry in Juba. So that is something that should be put in the record. He was not all play, he was also, I was actually pleased to learn that he was an ardent golfer, so it looks like we shared a lot more than I knew. So I'm personally privileged to be here because of that relationship. And I think God made that decision that I'll be here to deliver this message because the president was attending IPOD. That's where they are right now. So I got lucky. So, Auntie Gertrude, your contribution to the struggle and to the rule of law is not questionable. And therefore, you are well within your right to say that you are actually correctly placed on this endowment fund. So, I went to school with Sam and Henry. The times that Auntie Gertrude is speaking of, we were with Sam and Henry in Budo. We were in school. Okay, I didn't have to say in Budo, we were in school. So, yeah, I'm sure you would understand what I meant. So when we were in school, we were together. And by all this time, we did not know they were children of two rebels. All this time we were in school, both of the parents were rebels, together with the Honorable Kahinda Otafire. So we didn't know. They were very humble, very, very humble people. And even when Honorable Njuba and Gertrude came back, the humility in the Njuba family is commendable. Auntie Gertrude, about golf, don't worry. Many wives of golfers have similar feelings like yours. In the golfing planet, we call them golf widows. Because when the husband starts playing golf, they tend to disappear for long hours. But that is I think Uganda Law Society, thank you very much for starting these memorial trust funds and endowment fund. I think that's a very noble cause, and we will definitely support you in this cause. About Ben Chiwanuka, I will be there myself tomorrow because, as you remember, I was fired from the Law Society. So I do not quite subscribe to the instructions of the president of Law Society. So I'll be at the Ben Chiwanuka memorial lecture because I was fired. So really. So if you find me there, don't say that I defied the president. I was fired already. So Justice Egon Antende, your comments I would love to get your written paper and read it. And there's some interesting things. I don't agree with many, but there are some interesting points there. And probably we'll have a conversation someday on how to balance Article 1 with civil society action. Because that is, I think, something that we need. But I think you raise interesting points. What is my role in the return of the president of Law Society? I don't know what my role was in his departure, so I don't know what my role will be in his return. But that matter is being raised here, but I have tried to steer very clear of this business of R&B and the fight, so I concentrate on what I am doing. So unless you really think I have some role I could play, I'd rather stay in my small corner where I was and not really disturb the Radical New Bar, so that I stay there and I stay here and I do my work. But I'm happy to participate in any way you think I can help. But Honorable Nsibambi, as members of Parliament, these things that you raise here on the podium, we should actually actively work on the powers that are given to us in the Constitution to address them. I do not subscribe to the school of thought where I see something wrong and I have the authority to do something about it, and I'm not doing anything about it. So we can actually work with private members' bills. All these things you're talking about can be addressed that way. Maybe I'm not a politician enough to understand that this may be an opportunity to raise these issues, but we have a correct fora. Like, for example, enforcement of court orders. It's a matter that has been in our space as lawyers for a long time. The question is, how do you balance the two interests when a court order is misused and when a court order is being properly done? So I think what we need to find is, what is the middle ground? For example, in land, you'll find people misusing court orders and evicting people. Now, those people have to be protected. So it's a neat balance that we need to sit down and talk about. And fortunately, all of us are talking about the issue of dialogue. What is it that we are not doing right, which we can correct? How can I correct it? So when they tell me that they are misusing court orders, like General Otafire said, yes, we know that the process is laborious. What do you think we can do to make it better? That is how you can help us in the executive to get our issues correct. Honorable Bijura, you have noted your comments, and we thank you very much for your contribution to the motherland. Lord Mayor, I think I've answered your major question. The other issues you've sent to me directly, what is the role in the return of the president? You can guide me. We were in class for the 4 years together. We studied under the same lectures, same lecturers. We know the same law. If you know a section that I can use as Attorney General, please share with me, and I'll be happy to use it. So the other issues that have been raised are correct. We really do not want to go back to where we were. I think Honorable Otafire summarized what our thinking is. None of us Ugandan want to go back to where they found us. So we need to work together to get to where we want to get. Of course, Honorable Otafire, like I told you, is the chief criminal. Because for me, in the Constitution, they told me that everyone who wants to sue government sues the Attorney General. I think we should make an amendment and say, sue the Minister of Internal Affairs represented by the Attorney General. So all the offenses are committed there, and then they bring them to me to defend. So when people are disappeared, I normally write to the Minister of Internal Affairs and say, Minister of Internal Affairs, can you investigate and tell us where this person is? Then he comes back and tells me, I don't know where he is. So I go to court, and I say, I don't know where he is. Then he comes here and says, you are responsible for it. General Otafire, we have to discuss this matter. I'm going to now start making our communications unprivileged. They're going to become public. So, but really, honestly, like Honorable Otafire said, no one wants that, and we try as much as possible to get the answers